Hello, I'm Rachel from Douentza Garden in Ireland, and you're very welcome to this Cosmos video. Now, if you follow my channel, you'll recall that way back in March, feels like such a long time ago, I introduced you to the 6 types of Cosmos that I'm growing this year and shared with you tips and tricks for pinching them out to get more flowers and stronger plants. Also a little something on how to propagate Cosmos from seedlings. Well, I bet you want to see how those Cosmos did. And today I'm going to run through those 6 varieties with you, giving you the pros and cons and my lowdown on what I would grow again. So come on, let's go into the garden and have a look at the Cosmos. Now, if you're new to the channel, you should know that I garden in what roughly equates to as hardiness zone 9. Now, that isn't a system we use here in Ireland, but just take it as a rough guide for what I can get through the winter and what I can't. But today's video is all about annuals, plants that will die before the winter sets in. But before that, they do a powerful job of flowering all summer long. Cosmos, like the ones that you see here, are a fantastic annual plant for any garden. They like rough soil, and I have very stony soil here, so they're just perfect for my garden. You have tall ones such as this beautiful white one here, and lower ones such as the red ones down in front, and there are even miniatures, but I chose 6 different varieties, and I guess it's time to kind of tell you how the trial went. Now, of course, this is an official trial. I'm not the RHS, but I'm just giving and sharing with you my experience in growing these and which ones I will grow again. The life of these Cosmos began back in February this year when I sowed the seeds. I sowed them indoors in the house on heat, and then when the seedlings germinated and got going, I brought them out to the greenhouse to just harden them off a little bit. And this is all information that you can see in my previous video, which I will link to at the end and in the description down below. Now, very important to pinch out Cosmos. There are different varieties and some are stronger than others. This one, for example, Psyca White, which is really tall and really sturdy, is one that does so well. And I think it's even more important with the wimpier ones, the smaller ones such as the Rubenza, to do the pinching out, because if you don't, you're going to get a single stem that is just very floppity-doppity. And one of the tricks to making sure that your Cosmos are strong, besides the pinching out, is to just make sure that they have enough air. Every time I pass by seedling Cosmos, or any seedlings for that matter, I just do like this, and that just imitates the weather, the wind, and prepares the cell structure to tolerate outdoor environment. This is important up until the point when you can bring your Cosmos out during the day to harden them off. But enough about that. Let's talk about the different Cosmos I have and which ones I've preferred. And I guess we're going to start over here with this white one with a kind of pink picote edge to it. And this one is called Candy Stripe. Now, Candy Stripe is a tall Cosmos and it is very robust, very strong. And I'm not going to mention, oh my goodness, whenever I look up the height that various Cosmos are going to be, it varies so considerably from source to source that it's quite impossible to know. But I will just say that some of them are tall, some of them are medium, and some of them are small. And you can judge from me standing beside them how tall these have grown in my particular environment. They might grow taller or smaller in your garden, I really can't say. But I will say that the Candy Stripe one, it's very good. The only disadvantage with this one is that in terms of the colour, it seems very varied. So some of them are darker pink and some of them are lighter pink. And it's supposed to be white with a pink edge. although in some cases I think it's more pink with a deeper pink edge. I think the tallness and the robustness of it really stand in its favour, but the ununiformity of the colour stand against it. So if I could find another tall, robust one, then I'd probably choose that instead of Candy Stripe. 92 centimetres or 36 inches in my garden. And just over here beyond the Candy Stripe is the one called Cranberry Double Click. And as you can see, it's, I suppose, a medium height one. Good in terms of strength and robustness, and the flowers are pretty. However, the flowers are not the same as in the picture on the packet. So they are a semi-double, I suppose, not fully double, as was described and as was shown on the packet. So that's the one drawback with this particular one. In my garden, 72 centimetres tall. And here, right at the very front now, this one behind me is Rubenza, the first of the reds. Don't get it confused with the Cranberry Double Click. There's a clump of it just there. I was very excited to try out a red cosmos, and this one really lives up to it in terms of the colour. It's a dark red, a beautiful dark red. Now, I have a couple of things to say about it. I do enjoy this flower, but the colour on it fades as the flower ages. So the flower begins to go over, let's just say, and mutates to a paler kind of, I don't know, I suppose a pink. It doesn't bother me too much, and if it does bother you, then what you can do is just deadhead the plant early, because we all know you're going to be deadheading your cosmos probably every day anyway. They produce so many flowers that you just want to ensure the show keeps going, so you're going to constantly deadhead and remove the spent ones. And if you don't like the way the flowers fade in terms of colour, then you can just take them off early and your plant is going to produce new deep red ones like it's supposed to. So the colour is good, I really do say that. Also, the flowers are quite large. It has been very dry here for the last while, and the dryness I think has affected the cosmos slightly, in that the flowers are slightly smaller than they would normally be. However, the Rubenza ones are quite large and I'm very happy with them. But the big drawback with the Rubenza, which I suppose it's a medium height cosmos, but it is quite wimpy. So these ones had the same treatment as all of my cosmos. They got pinched out, they got hardened off. I did the whole treatment with the hand while they were indoors to just sturdy up that cell structure. And yet they are quite wimpy despite all of that. I interplanted them here, interspersed them here with some amaranthus, which is a very similar colour and looks quite well with them. And I do like the way the heads kind of bob around above the amaranthus, which actually is a bit shorter than it should be this year. I do, however, feel that the wimpiness of this plant has really let it down. I want a massive foliage. I don't want to see soil between the cosmos when I plant them out. Now, I could have planted them a little bit closer together, and perhaps that's what I should have done. But with the other ones that I have, we don't see any soil, and I really like it that way. Look at it compared to the Cranberry Double Click, which is about the same height, but the Double Click just has a more ample foliage, a lot more green down below than Rubenza has. 58 centimetres or 23 inches in my garden. And right here we have the wimpiest of the wimpy, and this is Zenia, a cultivar that I was very excited to see in flower, because the colour is such that there's a bit of translucence about it, a bit of orange coming through in the pink, and it certainly looked fabulous on the photograph. And the flowers are nice. They're a bit smaller than I would have liked, and maybe that's down to the very dry summer we have had. I am not sure, but and in terms of height, they're medium height. But the main thing with these is how, I suppose, how frail and wimpy they actually are. And when I grew my cosmos, I grew all of them in exactly the same way, yet I ended up with only 4 of the Zenia plants. I think I had about 30 seeds to start with. Now, in terms of full disclosure, when I was away in Turkey, somebody else was minding my plants, and we did have frost in the greenhouse one night, so I got him to cover up my plants with sheets that were in the house. And I know he didn't manage to find enough sheets to cover them all, so it could be that the Zenia got frosted a bit, whereas the others didn't. I can't say for certain, but you know, I'm not sure I'd really grow this one again. For one thing, it's very expensive. You probably pay the same amount for a packet of seeds, but there are only 30 seeds in it, which is very low numbers. And then if you consider the attrition that this fussier plant has compared to other varieties, you end up with very few. And when I grow cosmos, I want lots of plants. I want a clump of them at least in a border, which I'm really not getting with Zenia. Zenia. 53 centimeters or 21 inches in my garden. And now we come to the 5th cosmos, which is this reddy purple one you see behind me called Gazebo Red. Now this one I wish I had planted in a big clump, but instead what I've done is dotted in here in this border. And if I had put it all together in a big clump, we'd be able to do a more direct comparison with the other ones, the other varieties that we see behind. Anyway, I have only good things to say about Gazebo Red. It's a medium-sized cosmos, very pretty. It's not really red. There's a lot of purple in it, so it's more purple than red, especially if you compare it to Rubenza, which definitely is like a kind of dusky red. However, it is a very good colour. It's a clear colour, and the flowers are relatively uniform in terms of that colour. It's also quite robust, and this one did really well for me. I could tell before I even planted them out in the garden that I was going to have lots of these, and they were going to make super plants because they bushed up and stood up and did all the things that cosmos is supposed to do when you treat them well. So Gazebo Red, yes, definitely I would grow this again. It is a nice one, and you just have to make sure that you match your colours well. And if you saw my previous video about the 6 gripes I've had this summer, you'll see how I mismatch this colour really with what's going on in the border. No fault of the cosmos, just a mistake on my part. But Gazebo Red, yeah, I definitely recommend it. 66 centimetres or 26 inches in my garden. And finally we come on to cosmos number 6, and I think this one has got to be my favourite in terms of the ones that I've grown this year, and it is the Psyca White. I'm not sure why it's called that, but it is a beautiful, beautiful cosmos that I've actually grown in the garden for several years. As you can see, it is really tall. It's the tallest of them all, rivaled only by Candy Stripe, which is also quite tall, but the Psyca White has, I suppose, the advantage over it in that it is a bit taller, and it has beautiful pure white flowers. this cosmos is single flowered and also semi-double. So you might think that's a bit odd, but it doesn't mean that the plant is not uniform. So when we looked before at some of the other varieties like Rubenza, where the colour fades to a different colour, or Candy Stripe, where there seems to be like a mixture of hues in among the flowers, when you look at that, it lacks uniformity. But with the Psyca White, which is uniformly a beautiful pure white, the fact that some of the flowers are semi-double and some are single really doesn't detract from it. It's a brilliant plant. It's tall, it's robust. Look how big that is. And if you pinch it out and if you harden it off and treat it well, it will do so well for you. And I suppose it's a bit of a surprise after buying and trying out so many different varieties of cosmos that I hadn't tried so far, so many exciting new colours out there, that at the end of it, I have to say the one that I prefer the best is the one that I've grown in my garden for several years. It's this one, it's the Psyca White. And you know, you really can't do better than such tallness, such robustness and such beauty of flowers. Perhaps this year, because it has been a bit drier, the flowers are a little smaller than they have been on other years, but generally it is looking fantastic. A massive flowers and beautiful thick wispy foliage that covers up the earth, so you're not looking down on bare brown earth underneath your plants. 114 centimetres or 45 inches in my garden. And cosmos is much loved by the bees, which is a definite plus. So which are my favourites? Which cosmos would I grow again? And I just want to say that I am always on the lookout to try out and to trial new cosmos. So if you know of any really tall cosmos with beautiful flowers that are good and robust and not too finicky, then please jot that for me down in the comments before, because I really would like to try them. I can say definitely the Psyca White is going to stay in my garden for many years to come. It's a beautiful one, and that height is fantastic, especially for the border over there, the newly planted border, where I want height in it. So the perennials that are in there, they should have grown to a decent height by next year, but there will still be gaps in between, and this plant is great for, you know, a tall presence, and I can fill those gaps with it. So Psyca White, definitely. I will also be continuing with Gazebo Red because it's just such an easy, reliable, pretty plant. And you know, I don't want to be messing around with finicky plants that want to die rather than grow in my garden. I want ones that, you know, that are going to prove their worth. If I have a spot where I need red, I would do Rubenza again, but a little more reluctant there because of the fact that it is a very wimpy plant. In terms of Candy Stripe, I'm not mad keen about it. The colour variation isn't my favourite, and for that reason I probably will not grow it again. The same for Zenia, far too wimpy for my liking. But the Cranberry double click is nice, and although it doesn't look like the picture on the packet, it still is a very nice plant and holds itself up well and grows well. So yeah, I'll be trying that again. And I guess that's it in terms of my cosmos, but in the garden tour for July, which will be coming to you next week, sorry to those that I promised it to for this week, bit of a change of plan, and I decided to do the cosmos update instead. But next week we will have the July garden tour. You'll see the cosmos again then, and in the garden tours going forward as the summer progresses. Thank you as always for watching. I'm very anxious and happy to hear your comments down below on cosmos. Always looking for good recommendations and any tips or observations that you might have too. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.